Hey everyone, this is Kevin, as you all know, and I'm sorry for not posting regularly because I've been busy these days with a lot of work to do. I got some time, thank God for that. So, firstly, thank you all for being patient with me and for supporting me and for watching my videos. Yeah, especially for supporting me. So today's topic is regarding Teachers' Day in a country which is a neighbor of China and Pakistan. It's also known as the largest democracy in the world. I'm not sure how democratic it is, but on papers. Yeah, of course it is, on papers. I'm not getting into it, so I'm just telling you. So, this group of people celebrate that as a Teacher's Day when the whole world celebrates it on October 5th of every year. I'm not criticizing them or talking bad about them for doing this. It's up to them. Like we have got Christmas. The Catholics and a lot of Protestant Christians say that Christmas is on 25th of December 25th. But you got a lot of Orthodox Christians who belong to the Ethiopian Church or the Coptic Church. They say that it's on January the 7th. It differs. It differs. It's not the same. Likewise, there are some preferences or they have got their own arguments. So this is the birthday of a person, of the second president of India, named Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. He was born on September 5th of 1888. This is the reason why Teachers' Day is being celebrated in India, because he's a well-educated person. And I'm not getting into it. I'm not telling you more about him. It's not the topic here. Well, Teachers' Day, they say a lot of things. As you know, in the book of Proverbs in the Bible, it says that fools despise wisdom, but the wise man would like it when you correct him. If you can see in the 26th chapter of the book of Proverbs, you find a lot of things being written in the similar manner, which I'm talking about. I'm not going to quote all the verses here, but I'm just telling you the same thing. Even if you take a lot of world religions like Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Buddhism, Sikhism, Hinduism, or whatever, or all the other religions like Zoroastrianism. I'm sorry if I'm not mentioning a particular religion. Dear anyone who don't belong to any of these faiths, I'm so sorry if I'm not doing it. No hatred for you guys. I'm just telling you. There's a lot of significance for teachers. A teacher should be like a child's parent, in the way in which they care about them, in the way in which they want them to teach something or make something better, make them understand something better. Like, if you are to teach them moral values, you gotta follow them first, and you gotta be good. You gotta be good yourself. You gotta be good. You gotta be truthful to yourself, or else you can't do it. Because in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 7, verse number 5, Jesus says, "Hypocrite, first remove the plank from your own eye to see the speck in your brother's eye." The meaning is, if you're someone who's doing a lot of bad things, if you're a worker of iniquity yourself, how can you ask someone to be righteous? It's not possible. Likewise, there are a lot of people like this, a lot of hypocritical people. You find all over the world, not saying of any particular country. I'm not being racist. I never do that because there are good and bad people everywhere, but in varying levels. Mark my words, in varying levels. It's not the same in all the countries. I'm sorry. Yeah. So, let me get to the point first. So, a teacher is supposed to be someone who should be like an angel, who should be so good. You should be kind. You should be knowledgeable, and you should be perfect. So, well, you don't have to be perfect, but you gotta have a good heart. You gotta have a compassionate heart and a passion to teach, and a passion. Whatever you're gonna do, you gotta have a lot of passion to do that. Only then you'll be successful or renowned. You may not be having a good name, but you'll definitely have a good fame if you do it. And on you, no one can place the blame. Just play the fair game. Got me? This is a message to all the teachers all over the world, because I know how a teacher's life goes on. My mom herself is a school teacher. She is head of the Department of Social Studies in a school. In the last 25 years, she had been so strict. She had been rude at times, but she was never inhuman. I'm so proud of my mom because of this. Because she never treated her kids like trash, and even the worst of kids, even the kids who were so disobedient, so mischievous or whatever, so notorious for everything that is bad, blamed her. They never blamed her for being mean or never called her a monster. The harsh reality is that there are countries in Asia and Africa where we find a lot of teachers to be so monstrous towards their students. That's the worst part. Students are not going to learn anything from you if you do that. If you want to exercise authority over someone, you could try other jobs. You don't have to be a teacher for that. You don't have to necessarily be a teacher for that. Well, I agree with you when you say that students should be disciplined, but they should not be brutalized. There's a lot of difference between disciplining and brutalizing, you know? If you say that disciplining is brutalizing, then you gotta go and get a brain scan. Because I don't think you have a brain. Or even if you have it, it doesn't work well, I'm sure. I bet you, it doesn't work well. It's so messed up. That's what it tells. Like, you know, because, you know, there's a saying in English, actions speak louder than words. So if someone is saying that disciplining is the same as brutalizing and brutalizing is the same as disciplining, like you know, both are interchangeable, they are stupid. They are dumb. They are way too dumb. They're dumber than zombies themselves. That's clear. That's apparently clear, you know? Because if you do something bad to someone, then the bad is going to get back to you as well. And if you do something good to someone, then you will definitely be helped. Positive energy will surround you. So Jesus says in the Bible, thou shalt reap what thou sow. So if you reap something that's bad or poisonous, you're going to sow something that's poisonous too. You would never sow a good fruit. Simple. Like I said before. And yeah, I'm not being racist towards Asia or Africa or Latin American countries, but there's a serious problem in all these countries, which the US and the Europe have rectified by making the laws tougher and stricter for teachers. That's the difference. It's the same in Japan and South Korea as well. You never find a case of a teacher brutalizing a student with a lot of impunity in both these countries. They're also in Asia. And you wouldn't find such a case in Botswana, which is an African nation. It doesn't mean that all the Asian countries or all the African countries are following the same path. But there is one country which is a neighbor of China and Pakistan, which is so notorious for many kinds of things, many kinds of brutalities over students. You would never believe, you would think that the people are so friendly, they are so nice, they speak so sweetly, and they are so hospitable. A lot of Westerners have a misconception. A lot of Westerners have a misconception about this country, which is in between China and Pakistan. Whose eastern neighbor is China and the western neighbor is Pakistan, and the southern neighbor is Sri Lanka. Now everything is clear as to which country this is. Their northern neighbor is China, western neighbor is Pakistan, eastern neighbor is Bangladesh, and southern neighbor is Sri Lanka. So everything is clear. And one of their islands borders the Maldives. It's even clearer. Okay, so I'm not saying that all the teachers in this country are also bad, but there are a lot of teachers here in this country who misuse their power and who carry out a lot of brutality, a lot of brutal and inhuman actions against students with a lot of impunity given by the parents of the students and also the management of schools, which is so pathetic. I feel so sorry for them all, for the students who are suffering in the hands of these human devils, the devils who are in human form. God has created every human being in His image. According to the book of Genesis in the Bible, He says, I created the humans in my image. Let the humans be born in our image. We are all created in the image of God, but these people are imitating Satan. They are imitating Satan himself. They are imitating the devil. Demons do the same thing. They always love to brutalize, and they are so sadistic. This is what is happening. you find, if you Google it, if you search for the truth, never go to any biased website. I'm not asking you to go to any Pakistani or Chinese website, or any American or British website to look about, to read about India or the cases, what are happening there with the teachers and students. Just look at their own papers, look at their own news agencies and articles. You find a lot of cases of kids being made to drink urine, their own urine. How shameful. Kids are being made to drink their own urine by teachers. And also, you find one more thing. I'm not saying it's happening only in India alone. It's happening in the US too, but they are taking quicker actions, and their actions are so tough and strict. They're not... A teacher can never brutalize a student with a lot of impunity in America. I bet you it's not possible. You may be mocking the US for gun laws. I've seen a lot of Indians mocking the US by talking about the guns and everything, the gun violence. Like I said before, in the Gospel of Matthew chapter 7, verse number 5, this verse is applicable to all these people who call themselves so good, tolerant, and who call their country as the greatest in the world, which is also the second largest democracy in the world on the papers. Yeah. So, that's the main thing here. You should never blame someone when you are even worse. It's like a pot calling a kettle black. Stop it. Stop it, guys. You are never gonna get acquitted, or never gonna be praised for your dirty trick of this kind. Got it? All the truth will always be exposed, and they will never be spared. They will never be hidden for long. You can hide the truth for long. There is one saying in Arabic. I'm not saying it completely in Arabic, but I'm just telling you that you can buy the news for today, but it'll be free tomorrow. That means you can stop something for a while, but you can't stop it forever. Today's expensive news is tomorrow's free news. That's what one of the Arabic sayings is. That's an Egyptian saying. And there's a lot of brutality. What if the kids of these teachers who are sinisters, who are devils in human form, suffer the same kind of things? What would you guys do? I have a question for them all. I have a question for you all. I have a question for all of you who believe that brutality is disciplining, and it can lead to a lot of good things. Striking them somewhere, or abusing them, or scolding them in front of some people may be acceptable sometimes, but do it in a polite manner. Do it in a normal way, not in an inhuman way, in such a way that a student wants to kill himself or herself due to the humiliation they had to face. By making them drink urine, or as another stand like a hen. What the hell is going on? What the hell do you guys think of yourselves by doing that? Are you guys greater than God? God never punishes anyone, even if they are so wicked, in such a terrible manner, because He is so merciful. He is so merciful and benevolent. You guys are nothing. If God wills, you guys will be turned into ashes within no time. Got me? And never ever think of that. Never ever think that brutality is disciplining. If you do that, you gotta go and get a brain scan done. You gotta first ensure that there's something called brain inside a head. And even if it exists, I'm sure that's rotten. That's rotten. That's gone. That's of no use. That's as worse as a rusted motor. So the ultimate message here is that a teacher should be a good guide, like an angel, or at least like a good human being to a student. At least. I'm not saying you gotta be perfect or something, because no human being in this world is perfect. That's the universal truth. So that's it. And I wish all the good teachers in India a very happy Teachers' Day. Bye guys. Bye for now.